Hey guys, what's up? So I forgot that today is Thanksgiving, so we're doing kind of an early stream. I've got plans for today, but I'm sticking to my word of a stream every day. So we're gonna PvP. We got into a already going AV. So if AV doesn't seem very good this morning, then we will probably just go do some world PvP. Boy, oh boy. I'm not too worried about this guy. He's not the right spec. Make this challenging. MS is really the problem we get. I have no nades. I need to get some nades after this game, guys. Interesting start to things. Yeah, I have I have 1, 2, 3, 4, pieces of tier 3 gear. I just need to turn it all in. But I need the war-torn scraps for my guild. Happy Pocahontas Day. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys too. I will say holidays are definitely more fun now that my older sister has she has 2 kids, and holidays are more fun now with her having kids. I feel like kids make holidays a little bit more special, you know? It'll be fun to go over there to her house and hang out with them. Okay, we might just go do World PvP too. I don't really know how good it's gonna be out here. It's just... Ooh. I think she must have put a dot up on me before that. Tremor ticks are super annoying. Probably has Soulstone up. Oh, no. Now I know why they have gooses and ducks everywhere in the food store. Usually they sell that at Sylvester over here. Gotta go through all our turkeys, you know. However, I will say, for like several years in a row, we've done like other meats besides turkey. I know turkey's kind of traditional for Thanksgiving, but we've done ham and prime rib one year. I'm not like a huge fan of Thanksgiving traditional foods, but still go for it. Okay, let's go do world PvP. This is just kind of, isn't it? Need to get some grenades right before I leave. Hopefully stuff isn't too expensive. The good thing is Blizzard definitely banned so if I go to major mana potions, these used to be 40 silver, 40 to 50 silver each. So I just buy major mana potions in bulk and use them all the time. But they banned a lot of bots, and now mana potions are like they were 10 gold yesterday, so they're already coming down, but just kind of crazy. It's like there's positives and negatives to it all, I guess. The supply was really nice for major mana potions. Grenades. Let's see if I can get the materials cheaper. Kind of close. Hey Nimrod, how's it going? My sister has 2 kids, and somehow the holidays become more lively, especially Christmas with all the gifts. Reappearing under the tree again, unpacking, hours. Yeah. Yeah. Get 20. At least silk is always really cheap because so many people are doing like SM carries. Potion inflation, yeah. How much are orbs? I think last time I checked they were like 100 and something. I can go look real fast. Yeah, everything on the server is insane. Like I needed to buy cured rugged hide yesterday for these Nax pieces that I need to fill, and they were 200 gold each. Cured hides, it's kind of crazy. Yes, or Oh my gosh, okay, 370. And I should just do live runs with few people. That'd be some good money. Then the other thing that's also pretty expensive is golden pearls. Normally are pretty. Oh, 97. That's not too bad. Normally, last time I had to buy them, they're like 150. Hey, the last shall be first. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Okay, we're gonna go make these grenades, and then we're gonna head out and do some world PvP. I probably will go to like, I feel like Blackrock Mountain normally is a pretty good spot. We'll have to see at this time of the morning. Need to buy a blacksmithing. Do that all the time. I always get rid of my blacksmithing. Make room, because they're only 14 copper. But yeah, the inflation on this server is definitely it's rough. I mean, it's like a trade-off though, because like you go out and farm anything on to sell in the auction house. Like yesterday I was farming some demonic runes before my Nax, and I ended up making, right, in that small amount of time I got like 3 fell cloth, and the fell cloth sell for like 40 gold. So it's like everything on the server is expensive, so you can farm gold pretty easily, but it's still just kind of ridiculous. Probably gonna fill up our bags. And delete mage. Just like as a shaman, if I never had this problem as a druid, but as a shaman, if you don't have grenades, it feels like PvP feels really bad. The closest one's inside. I think I'll just sell. Actually, I can sell one of my rings now. So I replaced it last night. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Not wearing. Oh, I'm wearing it by accident. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. So that frees up a slot. Man, inventory is rough in classic for sure. Sell our fishing pole. Hey Wind, how's it going? guess that's all we're gonna make for now. I think it's actually easiest if I... Oh no, my hearth is back to Orgrimmar. One thing I wish on this server is more people were out front of Orgrimmar dueling, because it'd be fun to duel sometimes. But it's always like, you know, it always ends up being like 2 people, and it's always like a rogue that just pops every single cooldown every time. Won't duel you when they don't have cooldowns, so it's like a... Like, you know pretty much who's gonna win in that situation. Sometimes there's a mage out there. You're a little bummed when pairing Horde and Alliance yesterday, and it's not looking good in terms of balance. How so? Just like what it seems like players are gonna play, or what are you basing your metrics on? What server is this? It's White Main Classic Era servers. We're gonna be playing Season of Discovery once it launches here in 7 days. We're getting really, really close. So just passing the time right now. Some PvP. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, we made it. Oh, that's as close as you can get, boys. Got lucky there. Just rolled on an Nexio War main. Bargath. Way more of a direct line, I guess. And while we're flying, I'm gonna check something on my other account. I like to check every once in a while if Prince is up on this server. Oh my gosh, he's alive. He's alive. Alive. Now you guys can't see this. Sorry. I just want to get the tag. Killing him right now. I'll show you the loot if we get Idle Charm. No. Leggings of the Falcon. Sad. Okay. Guess another time. Oh, you're talking in terms of power? Alliance get everything that made Horde good. True. Strength, agility buff, wind fury, anti-fear. And Horde only got kings in return. Seal of wisdom, blessing of salvation, seal of martyrdom. Like on the caster side, the power will be dramatically on the alliance side. Yeah, I think we gotta wait and see though. I mean, I agree that a lot of people are gonna just look at it on the surface like that, but like we're only at level 25, right? So they're probably looking at kind of doing a little bit of that stuff as the expansion, or not the expansion, as the season rolls on and we get to like say phase 2 where we're level 40 and we see new runes. They could give more of that stuff to Horde, or Horde might get something for shamans that really kind of tip the scale. But I don't really think like all the blessings I don't think are quite as important anymore, because I think threat for tanking seems like it's going to be easier for tanks to hold threat. They've already like nerfed some of the threat talents for the tanks because I think they were just so strong. Or not talents, but runes. Like we saw, Warlock and Shaman threat is reduced by 50%. Um, and then in terms of, yeah, like Blessing of Wisdom and stuff, I mean, technically shamans have totems, but it's definitely not the same. I understand what you're saying. We'll have to see. Uh, Horde still definitely has the best racials for PvP. So there might be a lot of people going Horde just for the racials. Well, Shamanistic Rage is like it's like a decent option right now, but it just got even better because now it's, I forget if it's play or if it's party wide. I think it's party wide. Yeah, it's not raid wide, but when you use it, now everyone in your party gets the mana, gets mana back. So it's actually and it's on a 1 minute cooldown, so it's actually really strong for the right group. Like if you put a shaman in, you have a group of healers and there's a shaman in there that can use that on the minute, like every minute. Like that's a lot of mana back. So I think they are trying to like tune some stuff here and there to make Horde feel worthwhile, you know. Um yeah, I mean it's not a huge, like let's look real fast actually while we're talking about this. Wowhead. Share my screen. Okay, so we go rune changes, go down to shaman. Um Ominous Rage reduces all damage by 20% and regenerate mana every second for 15 seconds. Mana regenerated per second is equal to 6% of your healing power. So for example, like we won't look at end game. We'll look at like early stages, like early in the end game, you have like when you hit 60 and you have some decent blues, you have probably like 300 to 400 healing power. So then let's get the calculator out. Let's say 350 because that's kind of a decent like middle range. 6 equals. So it's 21 mana every second times 15 equals 315 mana. Like the fact that they can pop that every single minute, that's like like a major mana potion is like 1.3k to 2.2k. So it's like a small mana potion every minute, but your party members. Oh, here. This is important though. Your party members will also receive 10% of the mana you receive this way. So they're only getting 10% of that, so they're getting like 30 mana. So this is actually kind of sad. I was hoping that I didn't read the 10% part. Let's see again. Just curious about like, so I have like 700. I have 700. That's 42 times 15. So for me, that's 630 mana. Obviously better. So as you get more gear, you're getting more mana back. 15% of your attack power. You're rocking like a. I think for enhance, it's actually crazy though, because like my enhanced shaman has. If I have rock biter on, my enhanced shaman has like 1,300. 0.15 is 195 times 15. Yeah, enhanced shaman, like if I use it on my enhanced shaman, I get like almost 3,000 mana back, which would be basically my full mana bar because I wouldn't be having a lot of intellect. So for enhance, it's super strong. And then the crazy thing about enhance, if you're an orc, is you can pop your or your blood fury, and blood fury gives you more attack power. So you essentially are buffing your shamanistic rage. So when it comes to enhance, it's really good actually. It's just worse for healing and spell power stuff. So that's kind of funny how they ended up doing that. I think this was smart for them, I guess, because they wanted to make it stronger for enhanced, who has a lot of the mana issues, and then it scales down, right? Like obviously you have less spell power than healing, so really this is basically a wash in the end, because like if I have 600 healing power with equivalent gear and then I put on my spell power equivalent gear, it's like probably have like 300 or 400. So this basically is kind of the same in the end, but the attack power part is actually really nice. That seems strong to me. Yeah, Ellie does have mana issues, you're right. But we'll have to see kind of their plans for that going forward. They have you have mana shield or water shield or whatever it's called, and then we'll see if they give some kind of other mana tools for Ellie. I think the problem is like if they make it so that Ellie has like if they make it so that these caster classes that struggle with mana in the past, if they make it so that mana is just kind of like trivial now and doesn't matter and it's really easy to get mana back, then those classes like instantly become like the best, right? Because their damage is already like pretty good, but then the whole point of like the tax on casters is just like dealing with mana, right? Like, oh, you can kill things from far away range, you can kite things a lot easier, you can do this, do that, but you have to deal with mana. Whereas like melee, it's like you don't have to deal with mana as much, but you're getting hit more often, you can't kite as well, all that stuff. You guys got to realize, like, you know, 600 mana back in a minute cooldown is still really nice. Like that's kind of essentially a little bit of what I would expect out of like a demonic rune, and it's on a pretty short cooldown, and it's giving you a 20% reduction in damage that you take. So it's still a pretty good option. Do I think Smite Priest DPS will become viable? I'm not sure if it'll become. I think it'll become viable, like you can do it, but I don't think it'll be like optimal, right? I think there'll still be better options for you. That's more than your mana pool has enhanced. Yeah, I mean, like you're gonna get a crazy amount back, and that's also though with like I mean, really, my enhanced gear is like pretty good, and so I have a lot of attack power. So you got to think that, you know, if you don't have as good of gear early on at level 60, maybe you only have like 600, 700 attack power. It's only gonna get you back maybe like, you know, a much smaller amount, but it's still definitely good. You worry about mana issues on Druid? Yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, we have grounding down if he feigns. Okay, we gotta line and wait for them to come into us. I can basically one-shot. Okay, Warlock's really badly geared. Okay, we purged off his shield. Hunter's coming back in a minute. We have clear casting right now. Speaking of mana issues, I didn't use EM at all. I just didn't really have the right. It's not gonna hit. He's gonna get overly confident that I'm gonna die, and then he'll push up. Hate to see it. This guy did. I think he'll push after he first aids because he'll think he'll beat me, but I can't mount here. That's the problem. My nade's up in 12 seconds. I don't have. I'd rather not use my rocket boots. Just push in. There, that one will hit. No, it's because he backpedaled on me. I was spamming grounding for that Hodge. Shit. This guy. No. Please. kidding me, right? Oh, that was like the worst place to have to deal with a hunter because I can't mount up. How's the warlock and indeed was in full greens going to be RT? Yeah, Don, sorry about that. You definitely felt very, very squishy. Like you didn't have very much health. So we swap the enhance into healer group when the healers are going. Yeah, I mean that's definitely one way of doing it. Especially actually, yeah, if the healers are getting 10% or anyone in your party is getting 10% back of the mana that you gain, but then enhance is gaining like a huge amount versus Ellie or Resto, then yeah, enhance actually would be like, because if we figured that the enhanced is getting back like 2,900 mana, which that's maybe my math was wrong. That sounds insane. I don't think so though, because it was over. Um, it was over the 15 seconds. So I think that is right, but that's just a crazy amount of mana because that's like if you're only getting 10% of that back, it's 290 mana per healer or caster in your party. That's actually pretty strong. Nice gear, bro. Also nice skills. Well, the gear definitely makes up for it. I don't claim to be like a master at Ellie Shaman, but man, when you get gear on Ellie Shaman, you just pump regardless. I think I should have. I think I kind of whiffed my opportunity with that hunter. I should have just kept pushing on him instead of letting him just reset like that, but we won't. We'll play off this bridge now so we can at least mount up if we need to. Do I think Ellie's will one shot at 25 in SOD? Um, I mean, if you look at like if you break down the math of stuff, not to get super nerdy, but it looks like lava burst will hit for around like 300 to 350 when it crits. Um, and so like obviously 350 damage is a lot, but most players will have like 1000 to like 1200 health. So it'll roughly be like a third of their health, which obviously that's a big chunk of damage, but I don't think they're gonna like one shot people. Like for example, Ellie Lava Burst critting for like 350, let's say, and then like a Mangle from a Druid is gonna hit for a Mangle from a Druid is gonna hit for like around 90. And what's up with all the low levels out here? 46 is super low here. Yeah, it all just depends on how much like how much spell power you have, right? So at low levels you don't really have you don't have a whole lot of spell power you can get your hands on. So even if you got a ton of spell power at 25, you might be able to hit for your lava burst might be able to hit for like 500, which would still be which would obviously be like really strong, but it's not going to be like I think that guy was 58. Yeah, he was 58. I didn't mean to actually attack. It's just when I see characters that aren't green names. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the damage that Ellie will do at 25, it'll probably be pretty good if you have the right kind of gear. But I think enhance will be the best thing to go at 25, just because you don't have like getting down here to lightning mastery where you get half second faster cast is like really, really important. I was like, I thought they were just gonna run, but they opened. Yeah, I'm gonna play Druid personally. The problem too with world PvP out here is like a lot of people are just like running in to do arena runs or things like that. So a lot of these people don't really have that great of gear. So then it's like the fights are a little bit one-sided. Maybe I should go to Silithus. Well, I guess that was a bad idea. But we will see in terms of you might. Seems like no one wants to play with you. Yeah, exactly. We might see people going like you could go. You did like a shock. How far can you really? You don't really have much to play with, right? It's like you could do like a shock build at 25, and then you're just like, honestly, this is not that bad. You just rely on shocks, and then you wait for your lava burst to be off cooldown. But in that vein, I feel like I just want to take lava burst and then do something like this and just like melee up in their face. Something along those lines. I don't know. It's hard to say. At 25, it's rough because you don't really have a lot to play with, right? So like for Druid, I was looking at Druid, and I think honestly for PvE, I know this sounds weird, but for Feral PvE, so playing as Feral, I think this is the build I would go. I think this is what I'd go. 25 points. You get natural weapons, you get Omen of Clarity, and then also at the same exact time, you can easily switch out you can switch out your runes to do instant or like mana free Moonfire and then or Wrath, and then you can just be a balanced druid right away. That would be like this talent build is like balanced feral, and you don't have to switch talents like hardly ever. Yeah, Urshock is very OP against casters. Yeah, the raid gear at 25 does look really nice. I'm excited to see some of the pieces that we haven't been able to see yet either. Like there's some of the later bosses we don't really know what they're going to be dropping. There could be some pretty cool stuff later. It's this guy again. Don't do me like that. Don't do me. Alright, you win. Whatever. I'm not going back in there. Alright, we might have to go to Silithus. Go to Silithus. Actually, I think I'm just gonna go QAV and try and do PvP in there. Because I don't want to go all the way to Silithus and then there's like no one. I don't know what's up with all these corpses lately. Hey Dalton, so the class that I will be playing first will be Druid. And then I probably will have a Hunter next, honestly. Hunter at 25 just seems really strong and also it'll be really nice for farming stuff. It looks good, hard to balance with later gear, especially the things you get from dungeons. Yeah, at 25 when you're fully geared, you're going to be very strong. Like I'm sure some of the level 25 gear that you get in the dungeons, you'll probably be wearing at level 40 until you get into some of those dungeons. But yeah, I like I think it's interesting I think it's interesting that runes are detached from talents. I actually really like that because you can play some weird things. Like I was thinking about warriors at 25 and it's like I wonder if it's worth going down because like sometimes people would go down to last stand because it's a great like survival talent, and then you're still able to pick up some stuff like cruelty and get 5 points into cruelty for that crit. I think that's probably what you'd end up doing if you went something like this, but then you can still take fully like fully offensive runes, but you have like a really nice defensive ability with last stand. I'm going horde, yeah. Horde druid. Yeah, guys, I also have, you guys want to join our Discord, feel free. It's pretty active. People talking about SOD a lot, getting excited. Just a good place to hang out. Find like-minded people. I think mages I feel like fire mages could actually be like kind of scary. You can get a lot of your like important, like ignite is huge, right? Frost is like great survival, but I don't really know how much. I think it's gonna be pretty low on damage. That's the only problem. But I mean, frostbite. Like I had a 29 mage that I would PvP with all the time, and I loved carrying flags in Warsong and just staying alive forever because no one could ever connect with you. However, like I had such a hard time killing people. Like I just did hardly any damage. Yeah, I think they will be kind of squishy iron. Do low level PvP. I definitely could do that. I have a like a crazy geared level 23 rogue, but rogue's kind of boring at low levels. I just spam Sinister Strike and watch people die. Guys, juice to the gills. I think Undead Warrior with the tier 2.5 stuff looks so cool. Not the tier 3 as much. But the AQ gear on a warrior looks so cool. Especially undead. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Yeah, Undead Warrior is awesome. Like, if you guys have not watched the Clinda's PvP video from Classic WoW, that video is just insane. Tarn is this. I mean, Tarn is also pretty cool. I'll give you that. Like, gives old vibes of like the Pat PvP video back in the day. Two people coming up here. Okay, we gotta kill the mage first. We'll let him cap. We don't actually want to deny him capping. He threw CS into my... Okay, so no interrupts. We're gonna have to do some big things after this, which we didn't. Much damage. That's where NS... That's where the NS build is kind of strong in my opinion. It's like EM is a lot of fun to just blow people up with, but NS build is pretty nice for its harder fights. He threw his coil into me. Need to get a tremor down though. Big damage. Yeah, Ma, I'm kind of thinking about leatherworking. I wasn't originally, but those gloves just, they seem really, really good, and I think it might be what I end up doing. Just because I don't leveling up my leatherworking wouldn't be too hard. How viable is Druid PvP at 25 without travel? I mean, travel form definitely helps out a lot. The main issue that you have at those lower levels is mana. Like your like shifting into cat form is like 55% of base mana. So I can, I can shift like 2.5 times maybe. So you basically shift twice and then you're completely tapped. You guys are just camping. That's cool. Okay, fake that. Purging that. He CS nothing. I'm going Druid over Shaman. Yeah, I mean, Druid will be my first character, but I'm going to be playing both. I will definitely have both characters. The great thing, guys, about the great thing about Season of Discovery is you basically get to end game in around 10 hours. played, right? Like, probably most people can get to around level 16, 17 in 10 hours played. And 16 or 17 is essentially end game, because at that point you can like start farming out your gear in like Wailing Caverns and all that stuff. So it ends up being pretty quick to level up an alt and take part in all the end game stuff. Not what we want to see. He's casting a huge... Oh, yeah, it's gonna hit me because the Pali's Hodge went into me. I love to see it. Do I think with changes... or do I think they'll change mechanics in SOD, like spell coefficient on spells with secondary effect, or hunter melee attacks scaling with weapons? I don't know. I think they will if they need to. Like if things feel really, like, I know, for example, the big one with, like you're saying, with Hunter, it's like they're not getting the same attack power that let's say a warrior would be getting with going with strength. So it's just harder for them to scale well. He hodged my it's like so easy to predict a hodge on these guys. They tend to hodge like right at the beginning. This guy is that paladin dude. He just always has friends. He's the most social player on this game. But yeah, I feel like they might do something like that eventually. Yeah, Iron, I totally feel you. I didn't copy a single character over. So like this character, this Shaman, I made like 6 months ago or something like that. So I'm right there with you. I had like my druid literally had best in slot besides Atiesh. I had best in slot for every spec. I had KT mace and everything, like spell mace. I can't catch a break with these guys. At least this guy doesn't... I was gonna say at least he doesn't seem to interrupt, but he just killed me anyways. That's the problem with AV, is like it's hard to like have fights with people because most of the time people are zerging around with a bunch of people. So I'm just like dead running in. Maybe I should just go up here and do some stuff. Phases were such a good idea. It allows them time to mold the game instead of releasing it as a whole. Taking liberties the community might not agree with. Yeah, they can kind of test some stuff out as they go as well. It's a great idea. Allows people to get caught up too who can't like no life play the game. Druid's still the best flag carrier when it comes to funky new stuff other classes got going on. I think they're still going to be the strongest. The only problem is if we see dude. Yeah, come here. That's what I thought. When it comes to like what am I trying to think of? When it comes to when it comes to shamans, sorry, my brain was actually fried. When it comes to shamans, flag carrying, they'll be really, really strong. They would, I think they would beat out a druid if they have instant. Okay. Hey, it's our silly paladin friend. Oh my god, I hate you. If it comes down to like Ghost Wolf being an instant cast, then I think shamans are better flag carriers because they have more defensives without being in bear form. So if you get caught out of on in travel form as a druid and you can't switch over into bear form, then you're pretty much dead, right? Whereas shamans, you have all your defensives like as you're playing the game, like in Ghost Wolf or in your humanoid form. You don't have to like, you're not hindered by like the bear form stuff that druid is. Engineering is actually not as big of a deal on druid as it is on other classes. I didn't use engineering a whole lot on my druid back when I played, but it's still really good. It's just not like, it's not as much of a requirement. Some classes like let's say a warrior, or even I feel like for me playing a shaman, like I need it to be able to get casts off. Okay, I guess we're just gonna go with like the main group. I don't even know. It's like AV is so sleeper. I need to find someone to like duo with. Yeah, Ellie definitely has mana issues for sure. Level caps are brilliant, allows friends with not much time to play to catch up and not quit because they're too far behind. Also keeps people close, so easy to get groups. Yeah, it's really nice, and the fact that when when the next when the next when the next phase comes out, the previous phase, like, so when they increase the level cap from 25 to 40, then level 1 to 25 becomes a lot faster to go through. So it's kind of nice if you miss the initial phase as well, you still can catch up fast. Yeah, I kind of agree, Cosmo. I know they nerfed some of the hunter stuff, but they nerfed the runes that I didn't really care about, that I wasn't probably gonna play with anyways. I think BM is gonna be pretty strong. Yeah, they said that they were planning on they're gonna make it so that leveling and the previous phases is a lot faster. Yeah, so that'll be cool too. To what degree of speed increase they'll give, I don't know. They said they wanted it to be similar to like Joyous Journeys, which is I think they do that in Wrath right now. Using grenades takes you out of Druid form in Classic. Um, yeah, as far as I remember, it does. That's the problem, guys. I haven't played a Druid in a while in Classic. I have a Druid on Wrath of the Lich King, but not the same. Not the same. %50 seems excessive, especially with runes. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Leveling in Classic is kind of slow though, so 50% still is not like, it's not like you're zooming through the levels. Yeah, even potions take you out. It's really annoying. However, it looks like druids probably will get a on-demand heal that can be used in any form for 30% of their max health, um, which will be really nice. Like a 3-minute cooldown, renewal, I think is what it'll be called. But that's not like an active rune that you can get yet. It just was in the game files. They might just be testing things. Oh, I'm not randomly not queued for. Oh, it's because I had. Not that I think it's gonna pop, but we might as well be in queue. I hope they keep the simple hunter stuff nerfed. To be honest, the complexity is why the class is cool and vanilla. Yeah, I think hunter is probably honestly hunter is probably the highest skill cap in the game in terms of like really really being able to perfect things with the class because you have all of the pet micro managing that you can do in terms of like having your pet stay in a certain location or like during a fight try and eat different CC or traps or keep someone in combat, knowing when to have it attack someone and when you don't want it hitting someone, like you don't want it feeding procs to certain classes. So I think there's a lot of pet micro, and that's just like one aspect of a hunter. And then obviously the kiting, trap usage, all that stuff. Yeah, I think hunter probably is in classic WoW is probably has the highest skill cap. Like seeing a good hunter versus a bad hunter is like super blatantly clear versus other classes. I feel like it's a little bit less in your face. So I would agree with that. Yeah, I'm just like looking at the runes here that got changed. I'll show you guys while we wait in this battleground queue. But I also found it funny that both Warlock and Shaman's tanking threat was reduced by 50% because I think they were just holding aggro way too. Like it was way too easy for them to hold threat. Definitely agree with the hunter skill cap. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Being able to freeze trap in combat, being able to it looks like hunter traps will be like launchable if that makes sense. So like we go in here and we type in frost trap. Actually, I don't think it would be frost. Well, maybe they have it in yet. 15-second. Here, yeah. So it used to say um traps can only be placed when out of combat, and if you see up by it says 15-second cooldown, instant 60 mana. But then if you look at like the new tooltip, it says 40-yard range. So obviously it sounds like you'll be able to launch it. And then also it says nothing about being in combat. So I think you're like hunters will be able to launch traps and they'll be usable in combat. So um I think survival hunters. Oh yeah, and and let's not forget that now Wyvern Sting. Oh, we actually are in a war song. I didn't even notice. I saw the queue popped and I clicked it and I thought it was AV, but it's war song. Nice. That's what we want. Uh yeah, I think hunters are going to be strong. Wyvern Sting is now like usable in combat and everything. So I think survival hunter is going to be probably the play for PvP. Like hunters are already pretty annoying, but hunters are gonna be so annoying now. I let this guy get zerking all the time. He's like best in slot, so point in getting it myself. Yeah, exactly. Hunters are gonna be just a complete nuisance to have to deal with. We'll throw some heals out on this guy. This guy does so much damage. I asked him the other day. He said he has 680 spell power or something like that. And to put that into perspective, I feel like I do a lot of damage, and I have 421. So he has like 200 more spell power than me. So he basically does the kind of damage that I do when I have a flask up, which is crazy. Because when I use a flask in PvP, it feels like the most broken thing ever, and he just gets to live that life every day. Why am I not an orc? No real reason. I just think I like the way that trolls I like some of their animations and stuff, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, orc is really strong for stun resist. But Taran also is great for war stomp, setting up burst. It's a very one-sided war song. 6 to 10. I think Hunter will be Pally's hard counter. Yeah, I think Hunter will be everyone's hard counter. I think they're still going to be susceptible to like dot classes like Warlock and Shadow Priest, but it's gonna be rough. Yeah, these turkeys are getting straight stuffed and basted and put in the oven. And they have so many they have like everyone's just melee and most are rogues. It's kind of crazy. Yo, people are so mad. Look at this. You guys want to see the state of the game right now? This is what we deal with. Okay. 6 Alliance. Warsong's about to be unavailable. Go cap that. Isn't a game, bro. It's 10 versus 6. So he's basically saying, I'm not capping the flag because we're not going to get a game after this. And then I said sad because they're fighting. And then I said no one's going to re-queue. And then I'll take free honor. And then they said go queue AV dorks. People are fighting. Reported. Y'all are trash. Go back to AV. You win too hard, they won't queue Warsong again. That's the point. Asking for a game to be handed to you. Pathetic. Play the game you're in, not the one you want. I don't want to waste time. Tell your wife how you ranked in to 14 in AV. Guys, they're so mad. Fucking cap the flag, you. Boop, boop, beep. Happy Turkey Day, gobble, gobble. Dude, they're going on forever, too. It scrolled up so far for that. This is like your standard, that's just like your typical, like, PvP match where just everyone just, like, yelling at each other. So funny. Yeah, Alliance must be so confused. They're like, dude, we have like hardly anybody, but they're just holding the flag. But I get both sides. Like, obviously, it's sucky to not just finish the game out. But then the problem is when there's only like one Warsong Gulch game happening, none of these Alliance are going to queue again, right? Because they just got destroyed. Typical classic PvP, right? Just like people flaming each other and like shit talk, even though the game is like going perfectly fine. Leave none alive, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they got a few kills. Not totally lost cause. Yeah, with the changes to Ghost Wolf, guys, I'm pretty interested to see how Shaman flag running becomes. It'd be pretty strong. It's this League of Legends. Yeah, I haven't seen that kind of flaming since League of Legends. Like, I definitely think it's funny though. Like, you don't, if you're queuing for if you're queuing for Warsong, I don't really think you should be worried about your honor per hour. It's not really like the game for that. Oh, I didn't even realize the guy's in my guild and now he's like rankers, dude. AV rankers. This is wild. They reported me for not capping the flag in a 10v6. Bunch of toddlers. Absolutely pathetic. Oh god. We sit back and watch the drama unfold firsthand. I think it'll be strong in phase 1. I think once druids get cheetah form, it'll go back to the meta. Yeah, could be true. I think it's mainly about whether or not Ghost Wolf gets an instant cast if you talent into it. If you can talent into it and you can get an instant cast, then I think it would be crazy strong. But a 1 second cast is kind of it's still strong though. I mean, because you'll get 20% damage reduction with Call of Earth and Ghost Wolf when you're in Ghost Wolf. So 20% damage reduction, and you have the 30% increase HP. So you're essentially like bear form in a fast form, and you can't get sapped and stuff. So that's yeah, Steven. Basically, what Baron's saying, they added a 10% damage reduction, and then also it doesn't say on the tooltip now that like so. Right now, when you look at the tooltip for considered enhancement, yeah, okay. When you look at the tooltip, it says only usable outdoors, but the data mined version, it doesn't say only usable outdoors. So it'd mean that you'd be able to use it like anywhere in the game, which is pretty strong, obviously. You have 3 shards left. Nice, Wind. Good luck, man. Wish you a good evening. Yeah, thank you. Have a good raid, man. Hope you get your remaining shards. That's big. Yeah, Priest can dispel Ghost Wolf, so that's one downside to it for sure. Which is kind of my point about like the instant cast. If it ends up being instant cast, then I think it would be really, really strong. But if it's not instant cast, that 1 sec, even if you talent into it and it's a 1 second cast, that definitely throws a wrench into things. No. No. Oh, I did it. Okay, we got him. Got him. Can't block or parry in Ghost Wolf, right? I'm not sure about the parry, but I don't think you can block. Yeah, no, it's not a for sure thing yet, Baron. But that's kind of with everything. So we talked about hunter traps earlier. It's not like a for sure thing that hunter traps are like set in stone. That's just like tooltips that have been found. He CS'd us, but we were able to ground it. Oh my gosh, he's so close. There. Okay, no real point in chasing. Well, he lost his kite on that, so that's nice. Okay, I guess we'll go back cap this stuff. But yeah, I mean, like most stuff that's coming out with Season of Discovery, like it's just speculation whether it's going to be in the game. A lot of it probably will be, but we'll have to wait and see. And then the other thing too is like you can't count on things being, like we've already seen how much stuff has changed with like like runes that got nerfed or buffed, and we've seen um just a lot of changes across the board. So there's talk about like, oh, 30% crit chance on sniper training or whatever for hunters, and I'm gonna just be a night elf hunter and I'm just gonna blow people up from stealth. And that's kind of the whole point of all this, is like if that's what you're like, if you're counting on those things to happen, um that's kind of the issue. Grounded his Hodge. The other Hodge landed though. Might die. He just stayed on us. The Troll Zerking is really nice for healing yourself up at low health for sure. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, trolls definitely have some bonuses for sure. But yeah, back to the Night Elf Hunter thing. It's kind of like if you're only playing a race or a class for specific things, you might want to be careful with that, because we don't really know. First off, we don't know what runes we're going to get at the higher levels, right? That's a big thing. And then we also don't know, what's going to stay in the game, what's going to get nerfed, what's going to get changed. So definitely just play what resonates with you and what seems fun. Beast slaying for the win. Yeah, go out there and farm some beasts. And by beasts, I mean Night Elf druids. Okay, well, we've officially done our job down here. Okay, guys, that's where we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it with a little back cower tap. I know today was a very short stream, and it was early in the day, kind of random, but I have to get ready to go hang out with my family for Thanksgiving. So hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, all that kind of stuff.